Eljay?
Yeah?
I really want to see the new recap review. Where can I go?
Well, I'll tell you, little Johnny. If you head on over to Vessel...
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1,
Sync.
Hey everybody! Welcome to the TTV Podcast, episode 198.
Mardi Gras!
Oh, yes.
Disgusting.
It sounded like
Hey,
you were
man, hey.
Tarzan swinging from a vine.
Purple, Vin might be disgusting, but at least he waited for me to say the number.
Yeah, well, he also burped while you were counting down, so...
Oh, did he? I didn't even hear that. Vin, you're
Wow.
disgusting.
Can't hear that.
It was so loud.
Because I was too busy actually getting the introduction.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sure everybody is really enjoying the sound of your belching.
Yeah,
It's a great podcast.
There's gotta be
Yeah.
something that's keeping me here after all this time that I've been doing it.
We've degraded to Adam Sandler humor.
Man.
Oh, that hurt.
That's,
Hey
This is
everyone,
how it
and
goes.
welcome to the Happy Madison podcast.
Who's that?
Terrific.
So I think everybody's noticed that there's something missing today. There's a big
Yeah,
big change.
Kai isn't
Kai.
here.
You mean a
Oh,
vibe
jeez.
of pessimism?
Oh, you guys are mean. Poor Meso. I can't believe you guys
yeah.
prioritized Kahi over Meso. That's the most insulting thing ever.
Well, I mean, I was
Just
sarcastic about it, so...
Meso's eyes will like cloud up, his glasses will cloud up, and you just be like, "Oh, remember this."
Yeah, it's really funny though, because anytime I'm not on a podcast, I have the option not to listen to it in case like there's some severe just roasting
LJ
going
diss.
on. Meso has no choice because he has to edit the video portion of
Yeah.
the podcast.
Man, let's talk crap about him the whole episode.
Well, hey,
No.
at least
If
this.
Meso's not here, we should do things to make it a positive atmosphere.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I was about to say. Is like
Yeah.
we might actually have a happy
We
episode.
cannot let
for once.
Meso bring us down when he's not even here. That's just giving him too much power.
Speaking of Meso not being here, let's go ahead and say let's go ahead and go.
Who is here?
Who are we?
Yeah, who are
Yeah,
we?
who are we? Who are we? Who are you?
Prisoner, step
Man,
forward.
shut up.
You're either
are you?
really excited or you might be a gorilla. One of the two.
Well,
We
he's
know what
Tarzan.
happens to gorillas.
No, God!
Yeah,
no.
please put down the small child, Vin.
Never.
No, but neither Meso nor Kai are actually here.
It's killing me.
Okay, well, I'm Vardaran.
I'm LJ.
I'm Venom.
I'm Viper.
Takuma Nuva.
And I'm Purple Dragon.
And once again, welcome to the TTV Podcast, episode 198.
Woo,
Man,
man,
Viper had
so
a little
close
bit
to
of
200.
existentialism right there.
We are close to 200. I'm really
happens?
excited for it.
I
What
have no
happened?
feelings towards number 200, but it's still kind of cool.
Well, I'm sure the number 200 has no feelings towards you.
I don't know
Yeah,
how it
I'm
could.
I'm sure they.
Platonic relationship,
I'm sure
I imagine.
200 doesn't really care.
Oh yeah, Mardi
So-
Gras.
Oh,
So we actually do have quite a bit of Bionicle discussion to do
No, we don't.
today. So for all you
we got a
people...
quick plug.
For all, yeah, I was about to get to that. For all you people here who are excited about the Bionicle stuff, you should definitely stick around because we got a ton to talk about. But before we do that, we got to do your favorite segment of the day, the annual, the weekly plugs, where we talk about
Annual.
things you're not interested in. Except this time, it's actually different. I'm not going to talk about Vessel, because we have a pretty cool. Shut up! I got it. I understand. I know! I called out my own mistake! You don't need to draw attention
You
to
don't
it!
have to
It's
yell.
not suntan lotion. You don't need to rub it in.
I really want to
Jeez.
rub
more
that was lame.
moisturizer.
Moisturize me.
it.
So,
No.
oh my
no.
God. How am I supposed to follow that with a plug?
Buy
See the-
TTV suntan lotion.
See the Vessel exclusive of Takuma getting sun lotion run.
Okay.
Oh God. Anyway, let's move on.
When the hosts are away.
Bar, you're right here.
No, it's as the host.
I think it's asthma week. I was like,
Guys,
what?
There's a really cool channel out there on YouTube, man. It's pretty cool.
It's
by a
mine.
friend of ours.
Shut up, Prpl.
Shut up, Prpl. It's by a friend of ours named Pablo. He also, if you're a member on BZ Power, you might know him by Zath, the forum assistant there. He's a really cool dude. He's got his own little channel called MOAR de la Historia, and I'm probably butchering that name.
Did
But
you pronounce the H?
Muro.
I did pronounce.
The
Yeah, I
H
did
is
pronounce the
silent.
H.
The H
It's
is
Spanish.
silent.
Historia.
Historia.
Yeah, thank you, Prpl. It's a really cool Spanish channel for the Spanish Bionicle community out there, and we recently actually did an interview with him. There's a couple of TTV members up there. I think you, Eljay, and Ven, you guys were there, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it was
me,
alright.
Ven, Kahi, and Meso. We were all interviewed by Zath.
And Takuma, right? Weren't you there?
No, he wasn't there.
No.
Okay.
I'm still salty about it.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I didn't
really
mean to open any
to
fresh
just open
wounds.
up old wounds,
Yeah, I'm
dude.
sorry.
But
Just
it was a
pried that thing
fantastic.
open.
It was a
Singled him out.
fantastic interview.
Takuma,
Zath-
weren't you there? Anyway, sorry.
Shut up, Vin.
I was still talking. I don't know why LJ decided to start talking.
Don't make me
over
get the picture up again. Don't make me get the trigger picture.
Anyway, yeah, I'll do
No
what you're
one
saying.
understands your dumb idioms.
I don't care.
That's not an idiom.
What even
Maybe
is
to
an
her
idiom?
it is.
Control! I demand control over this podcast.
Well, by Umarak,
need
he has the
Meso.
mask of control melded onto his face.
What did you say, Eljay?
The interview was fantastic. We really had a great time talking to Zath, and he's got this really great channel. I believe the pronunciation. I don't speak a whole lot of Spanish aside from asking for beer or the bathroom, but I believe it's pronounced.
What?
It's only two.
I mean, after you ask for one, you're gonna need the other.
That's what my mother keeps on saying. But I believe the pronunciation is I believe the pronunciation is Muro de la Historia. But
Nope.
it's a really great channel. Zath runs it all on his own, and it is for the Spanish-speaking community. And what he does, he'll take a video, he'll make a video in English, and he will also either retranslate it into Spanish vocally, or in the case of our interview, he'll subtitle everything in Spanish.
Yeah.
And it's really fantastic because I don't currently recall an outlet like this for the Spanish-speaking community. Granted, I
do
haven't
not.
been the most observant there. But I think it's phenomenal. It's a real great channel. I
Yeah,
highly
I think-
recommend people check it out.
I think a lot of people forget that there are other Bionicle fans in different languages.
Yeah, it's crazy. I remember back in
Yeah.
the day when we were working on Biocraft, we had a bit of a communication with the French Bionicle community. I think Bionifigs, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they offered to help us out and everything. So that was really cool. I remember we also got some requests to translate Bionicle Autopsy into French. Obviously, I don't know enough French to really do that, but it was still cool knowing that there were people outside of our country that enjoyed the
Man,
Our
I wish I
content.
paid attention in Spanish class instead of flunking it.
Well, I wish I
It
could
would-
still remember Spanish.
Well, I just used to sit and doodle in the class, so you know.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I
such a
have
bad
actually
student.
taken Spanish for a few years, but like after I stopped, I just completely forgot everything.
Well,
Yeah,
unless
it's like
you
a
use it-
muscle. You gotta
Yeah.
keep.
If you don't
trying.
use it, you're gonna forget it.
Yeah.
Well, I grew up with it, so it's a little hard to forget some of it.
Yeah, because like I said, it's like a muscle. Stop it!
The language
It's
muscle.
not funny. You've done this to me for almost 3 years now.
Don't
It's
you
not
mean
funny
you
anymore.
done this?
Shut it then.
Oh snap! Well, but yes, the channel's really cool. You guys should check it out. The interview is in English, so it's pretty nice. Some nice little background for TTV and how we kind of started up. If you aren't quite aware of that, and help out Pablo with his channel as well. Be really cool.
Yeah.
Muro de la Historia. There you go. That's how you say it.
Yeah. So just search that up.
Where
on YouTube.
were you like 10 minutes ago?
I'm staying quiet so that others could talk.
One other thing I wanted to talk about real quickly before we went on into the Bionicle news is the people on the message boards might have noticed that I broke everything for a day there. I'm really sorry about that. It wasn't quite I underestimated how long it would actually take me to get everything working. But if you were trying to use the message boards on Thursday, you probably noticed you couldn't access it. We were in the process of changing up our URL a little bit to kind of change some things behind the scenes. There was an issue that we had with some IP addresses being mixed up, and unfortunately people were getting banned when they didn't deserve to be banned and stuff. Like accounts are getting linked and stuff. It was really big mess. We had to change a few things behind the scenes. So the boards were out for a day, but they should be back up now. You'll notice if you type in board.ttvpodcast.com, it will actually redirect you to board.ttvchannel.com now. That's going to be a change going forward, so sorry about that inconvenience, everybody. It should be working now, though. But yeah, that's really all I had to say on that subject. Now we can actually talk about BIONICLE, guys.
I got all the sets.
You did get all the sets.
No one cares.
I don't.
Me too.
I care.
Oh, empty.
And I'm really happy you got all the sets, Prpl. Unlike you guys who are like trying to like I don't know put me on the spot or whatever for trying to say I got the sets.
Like,
You didn't say anything. Usually you post something on Twitter saying, "Oh, hey, look, it's all the sets at my Toys R Us or whatever."
In his defense, he did kind of hint at it.
He did post on Twitter,
Yeah,
After the fact.
but I did say something though.
but he still do it. He still
didn't
did
hear
it.
you
He
say
still do
something.
it.
He still do
it.
Yeah, we're gonna spend 5 minutes pointing out Vin's mistake there.
Yes.
Not worth it.
Yeah.
LJ, how do you like the sets?
I like them. I actually like them a bit more than the Skull Villain wave. I think they're still like a unified force, but there's enough diversity and a lot of ingenuity with a lot of these functions, especially Stormbeast. Because I didn't look at any reviews, like unintentionally, I didn't look at anything regarding the sets. I didn't know Stormbeast's function going in. So when I actually built it, it was really surprising. It was so innovative. I've never seen anything like it before, and it's a lot of fun. I think it has some strong points, has some weak points. Obviously, Quake Beast, he's the elephant in the room. Mm-hmm. But
I mean, actually, he's the beast in the room.
elephants are beasts.
fully coming through.
You're funny. Now shut up.
Well,
But yeah, no, I'm pleasantly surprised.
Me too.
Okay.
yeah.
What about you, Prpl?
I like them. I think they're cool and stuff.
Nice,
Yeah,
short and sweet. Got it. It's some good stuff there.
Honestly, like
Nice,
I
short, and
love,
salty.
Sorry.
I love the beasts in Umarak, but Yukima's just kind of boring, to be honest. Like he's just another
Yeah.
Toa that's like mostly transparent.
I
It's
have
like-
to agree there. I found Akimu kind of bland too. I mean, it's,
I don't know. I kind of split off a little bit from you guys there because I really like Akimu, which is kind of funny because I don't like his mask. The color, not the actual mold. I love that print. That print is just so cool.
yeah.
Yeah, even though I don't have the sets, I gotta say, like, Akimu, like, his colour kind of looks, like, too blocky. I don't know, like, he has a lot of blue in, like, the middle, and then it's just gold on the top. It just looks simple.
Yeah, I will say that, like, the color is a little strange. I'm not a big fan of all the transparent. I kind of get what they're going for,
There's
but it's
nothing
just...
wrong with that, though.
Yeah, I get what
But
they're
it's
going
kinda
for. It's just,
weird.
yeah, I'm not a huge fan of it. I don't know.
I just
Yeah.
prefer more gritty, things.
Oh my gosh.
More
Really?
edgy things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, really,
it's-
Miss 06? I didn't know.
Oh, sticks!
I said...
There's
Oh,
nothing
sticks.
wrong with
It
06
sounded like
except for the Prpl.
It's overrated.
Normally
Alright,
I'd be
you're
saying
entitled
this.
You're
to your
overrated, but we
opinion,
keep
and
you
I'm
around.
entitled to
Oh.
mine.
Well, 2006 is done, so I don't know what you're trying to prove with that one.
You know, actually, technically
Maybe you're
speaking, this
done.
is... It's been 10 years. This is 10-year anniversary of 2006.
I know.
At this point in time,
Wow.
10 years ago, the Prpl would be out.
I should
This is-
really move on.
This is technically...
No,
Wow.
leave me alone.
Again, back at it again with the existentialism.
It's really interesting because 10 years ago we got the Toa Inika, we got Brutaka, Axon, Vezon, and Fenrak.
Don't you mean
As well-
Vizon?
No. And all of the system playsets, all in the Summer Wave 2006. 10 years later, Summer Wave, and we're relegated to 5.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Fun
Yeah.
fact, when the
That's
Paraka
what
first came
happens
out, I
when you
wasn't
haven't
allowed
got
to get...
the whole, that's what happens when you don't have full funding by LEGO, unfortunately.
Yeah, it would seem so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Bionicle
having a conversation with a
06
friend
was
about
like
all
the
this.
spearhead of a reboot, I feel. Like,
You
they
was
just kind of went on
spearhead
that.
right into my... Anyway. So,
What?
I was having a conversation with a friend about this a while back because, well, what really sprung up... Because... let's see. How do I...
What are you
No,
saying?
see, I thought I knew how to bring it up.
I
and was
remember-
like, wait,
Had a-
that's-
I remember this
Had a-
conversation. I remember you talking about how you were kind of fighting with one of your friends about 2015
Yeah,
versus the original.
Yeah, because he was arguing that he preferred the old style that Bionicle had, the old aesthetical style, and I argued that I like the new style. Like, the new style is fine. But what really sprung this up was the fact that I brought up that there are rumors spreading that BIONICLE might be getting canceled next year. And so we were trying to figure out why that might be. And
Which are
he
just
suggested
rumors,
that it
everybody.
yeah, just rumors.
For
just
now.
rumors. Nothing confirmed, but I brought it up to him, and he's like, you know what, it's probably because of the new style. The new style is not good. Old style is way better, dude. It was darker, grittier, and I'm like, nah, I don't think that's it. Because here's the thing, not a lot of people agree with you.
See, a lot of people, I think, you know, the past early 2010 to 2015, whatever, has been very gritty. We had, like, The Dark Knight come out and everything. Now everyone's, like, sick of the gritty style.
Yeah.
So that's why Guardians of the Galaxy was so popular. It's because it's like this gem in the darkness.
I think it's
It's
just
like
why
the
Marvel in
diamond in
general
the
is
rough.
popular right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like,
Yeah.
a lot of people outside of the Marvel audience like Guardians of the Galaxy because of how campy it is.
Yeah, it was very different. So,
Mhm.
I did not
So
care
it's
for
just
the movie,
colourful and
Yeah,
entertaining.
gosh,
Of course, not
thanks.
everybody likes it, but
Stinking
a lot more
campers.
people.
From his perspective, he preferred the old style where the parts were like way more intricately detailed.
rebuild up.
And
Yeah, I can agree
to
with
him,
that.
the characters look a lot more interesting.
Yeah.
There was like a wider variety of sets. Like you had vehicles, these big
Yeah.
creatures, and then the Toa, and then the small guys. You know, there was like all these kinds of things.
Yeah, I do miss
Even
the
from the
creatures, to be
get-go.
honest.
Not gonna lie,
like, I
I
always
do-
love those.
Yeah, looking at my old sets and the pieces, I do like the detail.
Yeah, but it's
Personally.
Yeah, and it's like
it's interesting
that's
though
cool.
because like I don't really know what to take from that almost because it's like because I'm assuming your friend's about the same age as you are then, so it's like
Mhm.
is that sort of the overall opinion of the general audience who aren't really into the Bionicle? Like, is that kind of what everybody thinks of the new G2? Is it too simplistic? Does it look too?
I don't think it's
or-
like what everybody thinks, but it is. I feel like it is possible that is a big opinion, just like how it was also a big opinion to not like Bionicle at all.
Right.
Because I remember back in the day, you know, to like Bionicle was kind of like you're in the minority.
That is
Most kids were getting
completely
into other stuff.
different from my experience. Bionicle was the bee's knees back when I was a kid.
Yeah.
See, my
Oh,
in-
yeah.
Honestly,
in-
I
in-
never
yeah.
met anyone who liked Bionicle.
Bi-
Yeah,
the
me neither.
interest
I
for
met, like, two
Bionicle
people.
dwindled as my interest for it grew over the years.
Yeah.
It was cool for like the first 3 years, and then kids would get hyped because Mask of Light was showing up on Cartoon Network, and there was all these commercials going on. That's what I remember. But then, like afterward, I knew like practically nobody that liked Bionicle, and of course, that's not enough to wager or to make any sort of big general consensus over how everybody thinks. But
Right.
I have noticed this on, say, online communities.
I've noticed it too, for
or
sure.
social media.
But
it's like the only thing people really remember from Bionicle are like the first 3 years or so.
it's kind of like
Yeah.
though, like it's also important to keep in mind that these people are also old and jaded too. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
here's
that is the one thing we're
It's
missing. Is
I
like we
think-
don't have a kid perspective on new Bionicle yet. We don't know what
Yes.
kids
See,
think.
that's exactly what I brought up. It's like, sure, you might have enjoyed the old style when you were a kid. Maybe you were into that. But what's important for sales and what matters to this whole thing where it's like, oh, Bionicle's going to get canceled. Why is that? It only matters to how the kids nowadays respond to new Bionicle. And obviously it's been well enough for Bionicle to even come back in the first place because they held play tests, you know, they allowed kids to kind of mess around with the parts and get to know them, and it has to have been selling
Put the
well
money
enough
into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Exactly,
know some.
exactly.
There's this group meeting I attend every week, and there are some kids. I don't see them pretty much very often at all. They're in between the ages of like 12 to 14. I don't know exactly, but they were fans of old Bionicle without really getting into it. And as soon as Bionicle came back, anytime I've seen them since, they either have the newest book or graphic novel in their hands, and they are eating it up.
Oh, wow.
They're
funny
super
'cause-
into new Bionicle.
Well, that's
That's the
good.
same thing with my friend, except he never got into new Bionicle. he took like maybe a few glances at the new sets, and he was like, "Yeah, nah, I'm not feeling these. Like, I don't like the stickers on the chests. I don't like how they look all simple and kind of dumbed down." It's like,
Yeah, I think that's just the opinions of a
Yeah,
jaded adult who doesn't want things ruining their childhood. But
yeah, really.
Yeah,
It's like,
it's like
take off the
whenever there's a
nostalgia glasses.
reboot.
These figures are objectively way better than the originals. Like,
I mean,
come on.
he's entitled to his
2001
opinion.
Are like statues.
like he's got an opinion, but I do think that it might not necessarily represent the majority there. But I'm not quite sure. Once again,
And that's exactly what I was arguing. I was like, sure, you may have your preference, and I'm not going to argue with you about your preference. You can, if you like the old stuff, that's fine. I like the old stuff too. I just prefer the new stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't think you can argue that your preference is what makes the new
Representative of
Bionicle
the
fail.
whole.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you're
I'm-
correct about that.
To be fair, I'm not actually sure what the percentage is when it comes to preference old style, new style, because I've seen it almost equally represented on the message boards. There was a video I made a little bit ago comparing CCBS to the old aesthetic, and it was very down the middle.
Very good
Some
video.
people agreed with me, and they were like, yeah, CCBS is clearly better. And others was like, are you kidding me? You hear a factory
Yeah,
sympathizer?
exactly.
Yeah.
There's nothing to really accurately gauge that opinion, which is what I wanted to say too. It's like, it's not really fair to make that sort of judgment call. You can't say the new Bionicle's failing because of it's going one way or another, because we don't know that. Nobody
It'd
does.
be great if Lego would just release some statistics already so we can see for ourselves.
Yeah.
To be
Another thing he was saying was like, yeah, no, it's just like, I think Bionicle would sell well if they had a wider variety of stuff, like the creatures and vehicles that I brought up.
well,
And it's like,
it's an all
That
Sure.
I can kind of
I
understand.
can understand that, but it's also
But-
important to realize that the vehicles and stuff didn't really show up until 8 years later. Like we did get one vehicle in 03, and that was probably the only thing like that we got from
we also got like all the
referring to some
Rocky
of the-
and stuff.
Rahi.
Yeah, but
the
we're also
Rahi-
getting
'cause the
creatures
Rahi
and
came
monsters
out
and
in, like,
skeletons. If
01.
anything, it's more varied nowadays than it was before.
I
don't know.
Well, I'm not necessarily sure about that. Like, I think there are animal-esque people. Like, you have the skull creatures, you have Skull Basher and Skull Slicer. They have this kind of certain theme to them personally. And then, yeah, you do have things like Skull Scorpion. Or Skull Scorpio? Which one was
Scorpio,
it?
yeah.
Scorpio.
Thanks.
See, the thing is, like, when I look at 01, I see the Toa, the Turaga, blah, 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 and then I see, like, this wide variety of different creatures that are even all at completely different price points. And then now, say, for the first year of the new Bionicle, our villains are, like, three skull villains, 3 humanoid skeletons, with like different armor sets and different weapons, all at the same price point, and then 1 big skeleton dude.
Right.
You're forgetting Skull Scorpio.
Oh yeah, yeah, there we go, Skull Scorpio.
You do
I
not
knew there was
speak
a
of
fourth
Skull
one.
Scorpio.
I was
To be
leaving
fair,
out.
that is something that I was a little bit miffed about when I actually got the sets and built them, because I have them all lined up directly to my right. I've got them all standing in a group, and the one thing that stuck out to me was that they all stand on 2 legs, and they're all basically people, except they have like different aesthetics. You got Lava Beast, he's got the smoke rising off his shoulders and like his wing blade things. And they got Quake Beast, and we don't talk about Quake Beast. And then you got Storm Beast, and he looks really agile and quick and fast.
Is that not how
there
it was
isn't a whole
before,
lot of-
though? Like, aren't the Vizrak really the only 4-legged villains we ever gotten?
Oh no, I'm not denying that there are definitely some bad cases of Bionicle. In fact, I brought that up to him too. I was like, dude, a majority of the sets were all clones.
Yeah, like that's what I'm thinking.
Like,
Like, that's why I was
hardly
like,
any variety between them.
that's what I was thinking. Like nowadays, if anything,
that's
it's
a good
more
point,
varied than it
actually.
was.
Kyle, anyone?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Bullrock.
Oh,
That was
God.
an entire wave of basically reskins.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
basically different colors of the
Yeah.
same set.
It was
Yeah, it's
Borak
not-
DLC.
That definitely wasn't taken into account. I guess he was mostly focusing on like the bigger stuff.
Mm-hmm.
which
Yeah,
is,
the
okay, fair
Titans
enough.
and
Yeah,
later,
Yeah, the Titans
later
are
years.
the
Yeah.
creatures,
Grant.
vehicles, all that kind of stuff. The stuff that isn't Toa, the stuff
Stuff
that
that's
isn't like in the
intricate.
main
Yeah,
line.
like the characters that are just more standalone and not part of a group of 6.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah,
by
he
the
was
end
saying that
of,
new Bionicle needed more of that, and I said, well, that'd be cool. I'm not gonna deny that. That'd be really freaking cool, but I don't know if Lego wanted to invest in that right away.
It would be nice if we could get some a standard wave of 6 villains like we used to get, where Lego actually spent the same amount of time on each villain that they did with the Toa. Like the Prpl were pretty cool. They all had personalities and everything. Like they were also kind of clone sets though.
Yeah, they were clone
but
sets.
maybe
they were
the
definitely
Baraki
clone
are
sets.
actually a better
like
comparison, I would think. But
Yeah, the Baraki were like
also the
best
Makuta of
treated villains.
08 as well.
Yeah, the Makuta of 08.
I think the 07 and 08 were probably the most unique sets. Like they were very similar, but you know, still not as bad as the stars.
They definitely had a wider variety in between the mainline.
It just feels like
villains.
Lego put more time into those villains individually than they have for the new villains. Where it seems like we kind of have like, okay, everybody focus on the Toa, and then let's just throw in a villain wave. Let's just have them all be kind of duplicates of each other, because like they don't have personalities. That's the problem. All of our villains, they're just horde enemies. That's it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That is like they had the excuse of they're horde enemies. They don't have that personalization.
Yeah.
But then again, you look at the Prpl and you're like, well, you know.
But it's like you want.
I don't look any different.
You want your hero to have an arch enemy. Like you want someone. You want someone for them to face up against. Like Tahu has been getting.
You want a Joker or a.
Tahu's been kind of getting that because he gets the main villain of the year in all the commercials and stuff. But what about the other Toa? Who they just fight a bunch of nameless villains.
The Toa just have to fight hordes and like stormtroopers basically.
Chill.
Before you always had a counterpart to the Toa, like the Rockshi. They were kind of clone sets, but each individual Rockshi was made to be an individual. That was a counterbalance to the Toa's powers. So it's just like now we just have hordes of mindless drones going out and getting slaughtered by the Toa, and it's just like, okay, well, it's not as interesting. It's not as compelling.
Very impersonal. Yeah.
Yeah, unless it was like some form of zombie thing, which it's not, because the Toa are OP.
Yeah, one quick thing, and I found this kind of funny. I noticed very small things that nobody else really mentions sometimes. This wave, I have them all lined up. They look rather uniform, except for Akimu, obviously. You know, they've got the jaw piece, they've got like the weird chest designs, and they've got the Toa's masks, like in their claws, or the shadow traps on their tail or shoulder. But they all share, even Akimu, one more thing in common. Their upper leg piece, the upper leg armor, is not only the exact size on all of these sets, it's the exact same orientation.
Oh, weird.
It's an odd thing.
All of them.
How about that?
I guess it's kind of a
That is
cool trivia there.
It's been bugging me the last few days, because it's like, that is something really strange to be so consistent about.
Someone needs to find a hobby.
What are you talking about, Viper? This is our hobby.
designing better sets. No.
Yeah, JK.
You know,
That's actually quite an interesting thing.
It's funny you mention that, because while this is our hobby, there's a lot of people out there who aren't able to enjoy the hobby right now.
Yeah, we really say the same thing. It's like, you know,
it seems like there has been this issue going around in other countries. We currently have the Bionicle sets listed on Lego.com. That's a thing right now for us. So if you're a U.S. listener and you don't have the sets yet, first of all, check your Toys R Us, because they're probably there. I think most Toys R Us's have them now. But there's the other option of going to Lego.com and going to shop at Lego.com and seeing them there, because they are available now. Although you're going to have to deal with very, very, very long and boring Lego shipping. Why is their shipping so bad? It takes so. Their shipping takes so long.
2 weeks.
Yeah, it takes forever.
Fun fact: if you're a VIP member, you get free shipping on orders over $35.
Pretty cool, and you also get VIP points too, which can
Cool.
contribute to other sets you might want to purchase later down the line. So it's really cool.
Only for the whole month.
But only if you're in the US, apparently, because a lot of places, I think the UK.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, I think the UK, for instance,
Oh yeah, Viper, you got screwed
only
over.
has 2 of the sets. They don't have the full wave right now.
Well, I haven't seen any of them.
Oh, okay.
In my town.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've still got the dang like first wave in one of the shops. I'm like,
Wow.
that's kind of helpful, because I haven't got all the sets yet. But no new sets.
It's weird. It's a little confusing because it's hard to really gauge what's going on. Lego's been really weird about their release patterns as far as like when sets come out. Because I remember for the US last year, we didn't get our summer wave till like ages after everybody else got it. We got it like maybe late August, right? If I'm remembering correctly.
Well, no, everyone did get it early August. It's just review copies were sent out super early, so it seemed like everyone was getting them early.
No. There were definitely.
Oh wait, no, you're right. In Australia, they got them before the United States.
There were people posting pictures of that on Reddit like months before we got ours.
Yep. Nope, you are right.
Yeah. So I don't know what's going on with Lego as far as the release patterns are concerned. I'm not sure if they're doing it on purpose or not, but yeah, it seems like this go around, the U.S. kind of lucked out, and unfortunately, other places have not been. There were a few members, I think, on the MB and other different Bionicle websites who contacted Lego to see what was going on. There was a guy on our message boards named Coffern who I believe contacted Lego about the sets, and they gave him a really confusing message back. It was kind of like, those sets are not going to be sold on Shop at Home. Here's a discount code for free shipping for other things. It was like, okay, that's a little odd. So it's kind of hard to gauge what's going on. I know Scarillion of the message boards actually called one of the Lego employees, and they basically told him that there was just a delay and that they would be available a week from now. There was some kind of issue with the shipping trucks that were supposed to be delivering the products to the stores. But I also find that kind of weird because aren't Lego like Shop at Home? I think they have a warehouse, right? That the sets are at. You would think that they would get the sets ahead of time, far ahead of schedule before they start selling them.
Yeah. Viper, is there any like major event going on in the UK right now?
What do you mean? Like in general?
Like, is there a reason?
Yeah, like a sports event, a holiday.
Well, we got the EU voting thing, but I'm sure that's not really.
Nah, that's not going to affect
I don't know.
much.
No, it's not going to affect much, I don't think.
Not with Lego, at least.
Yeah, it probably won't, unless we decide to leave. That.
Anyway.
I don't know. It's politics stuff, which I'd rather not go into, but...
We won't let you.
But
yeah.
It's really weird. It seems like no one working for Lego at the moment really has, at least in the support department, really knows what's going on with the line. One guy, I think on Eurobricks, mentioned how he was talking to a Lego employee, and he was like, "Oh, yeah, I don't really know what's going on with the whole canceled thing. I haven't heard anything about it, but I think something similar that happened to Chima is happening to Bionicle." It's basically what he said. Which is
what's that supposed to mean?
I don't know. I don't know what that means. I have no clue what that means. I know for Chima, correct me if I'm wrong, Eljay. I'm not sure if you know this or not, but Chima, I remember we had one final wave of Chima, but the US never actually saw those sets. They were released in Europe, and that was all. We never got them.
Yes and no, because System came out as per usual, because System. However, yeah, for the final wave of Chima, because while the System sets were released, alongside that were Construction sets, like full-blown Construction. Now, the first wave of Construction, the introductory characters, those were released in the United States and Europe. However, the second wave, Fire and Ice, those were only released in Europe, and the only way you could get them was to order them from Europe in the United States, mark up the price, and sell them privately. There was no other way to do that. They weren't sold in the States at all. So that may be what he means, because that is very specific to Construction, and it's the first time in a long time we've ever heard of anything like that happening.
Okay.
Oh boy. If my uncle does get a third year, we won't even be able to get the sets in the U.S.
Well,
I think
it might be the opposite, because I think Bionicle's selling well in the U.S. It's the European markets where it's not doing well, as far as I know. This is a pure speculation from what I've kind of seen and gathered from the internet. It's not any actual factual basis behind that, but it seems like the U.S. is doing fine, and it's generally older audiences that are actually buying the sets too, not really the younger crowd.
Yeah, and that's terrible.
Which isn't good. They're toys.
What Lego wants to do, they want to capture the younger audience so that they grow up buying them.
But do you think it's really, do you think it's the problem with Bionicle, or do you think it's just the generation that we're dealing with right now? Because I know a lot of kids right now are playing with video games and iPads and stuff.
I feel like that's something I brought up in my talk with my friend too. It's like, your interests back then might not be the same as kids right now, because... isn't this generation of kids like the ones that are always playing on their iPads and stuff, like demanding?
I'm wondering if that has anything to do
technology.
with it. Because I look at Tahu 2016, right, and I look at this set, and I'm like, man, Kids are spoiled nowadays. I grew up with Tahu 01. That is such a lame set compared to that to 2016. Like, as far as playing
I'd be
it.
lucky if I got a set for Christmas or my birthday. I got like 2. I had to choose wisely because out of the 12 sets, I could only get 2. I'm like, oh, but it's so hard. But I want them. But this is hard.
All right. 12 sets, only get 2. All right, I'll take Scopio XV1 and the Thornatus V9.
Out of all the Paraka, I chose Hakan. I will never.
Yeah,
ever
what the heck's
forgive
wrong
myself.
with you, by the way?
Hakan sucks.
Hakan was
as,
actually
like, a
my first
set
Paraka
because He's
too.
got red.
I wasn't
he's
allowed
like-
to get the Paraka because Thok had a gun.
Oh
I wasn't
my
allowed.
gosh, Prpl.
Yeah, that
Wow.
was
Wait a minute,
controversial.
only
Hey, that-
Only
my
Thok
gosh.
had a
I
gun?
wasn't allowed to get
Controversial
any of the Paraka because of Thok.
They literally all had guns, though.
Dang you, Thok!
Except for maybe
Zach Tan, I think.
Evac.
Thok you!
Yeah, but Thok's
They all
description
had-
flat out said gun. So
Wait, no,
Ice
no,
gun.
it did. Wait.
Yeah, it did. It
I
said
gotta-
ice
nope,
gun.
Ice
They
gun.
said
Yeah.
ice gun.
Wait,
Ice gun
oh my
and pit.
were you
gosh.
able to
I
get
remember.
the Anika at all?
yeah.
They had...
What?
What's the
They
difference
had
between a gun and a blaster?
I don't know. It's literally because the description said gun.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, literally,
Aw.
story-wise, it's called an ice gun. Are you...
Yeah. And,
Nice.
yeah, that's weird
Nice
because
to-
I'd
nice to
say
slip up,
Hakan's looks more like a gun. Like, it actually looks
It's
like
it's like a laser
some
or
sort
something.
of semi-automatic, yeah.
I don't know.
But it's a lava launcher,
That's very
so I guess
odd.
it's not a gun.
Yeah. I still got them all, but
Wow. Well, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's really weird. The state of Bionicle is it's so
an
confusing.
enigma.
Yeah, it's such an enigma. It's really hard to figure out what's going on. If it's succeeding, if it's failing, we don't know. It's hard to tell. Lego's released patterns for
We know
basically
about as much
everything
of-
is really bizarre.
We
Now,
know about
granted-
as much as of Bionicle as we do Messel's social life.
Messel.
Well, just Meso's life in general. As soon as he gets off that computer, we don't know where or what he's doing.
Yeah.
Crack.
So, real
What?
quickly, we actually may be finding out some information soon. A lot of lug leaders, like the heads of lugs, Lego lugs, were invited out to Billund, Denmark. I believe it was Denmark at least, to basically tour the Lego facility and talk to Lego. And in certain groups, because every Lego theme has a group assigned to it, a team, Bionicle's no exception, and they were offered the chance to talk to the Bionicle team. And BZ Power was invited, Brickset was invited, and our friends over at Bionicle Sector 01, they were invited. Doric went
TTV
there.
wasn't invited, Lego.
Yeah, Lego, come on. What the heck?
I won't
Pulling
forget
out all
that,
the stops
Lego.
for you, Lego. Come on now.
I'm not buying your sets anymore.
To be fair,
No, counterproductive.
yeah. To be fair, we're very pessimistic. I wouldn't want to invite us either.
Yeah.
Man, there's a mess
Wow,
in
yeah,
all of us.
So yeah, a lot of answers to these questions might be answered very soon because all these people are going to be interviewing the Bionicle team. So it'll be interesting to see what comes out of that.
Yep.
So keep your eyes peeled for that. Really quickly, I do want to go ahead and pause this conversation real quick just to advertise one little thing since we didn't do it earlier.
Oh my gosh.
Yo, guys, listeners, I know.
What's
You're
up?
tired of everything. You're tired of all these advertisements, but guys, really, Vessel.com. This podcast was brought to you by Vessel. Vessel is just fantastic. You can go to Vessel.com / the TTV channel, access all of our content a week in advance with early access. It's only $3.99 a month, $19.99 a year. And you get some exclusives, such as our Undertale Let's Play and our Game Dev Let's Play and the TTV Podcast After Show, which we haven't done
Yay.
yet, but we will be doing soon.
I'm sorry.
Blame Viper. Direct your hate
I'm
mail towards
sorry,
her.
guys.
Viper, how could you? That was like the whole reason I subscribed to Vessel in the first place.
I went from work to my bed because I've been sick.
You went from work.
Oh no!
No copyrighted music.
No.
No.
So yeah, if you subscribe to Vessel Early Access, you get access to all of our content a week in advance and all these exclusives. It helps the show out, helps us out, helps us keep making shows just like this one. Or if you don't have any money and you don't really want to, put your information out there, that's totally cool too. You can go to Vessel.com and watch our content for free as well when we release it. When our videos go up on YouTube, they also go up on Vessel at the same time. So If you decide to watch on Vessel, it still helps us out a lot more. Your view counts so much more on Vessel than it does on YouTube, so it really helps us out. That was vessel.com/the TTV channel. Check us out. Anyway, that's the end of this blog. Let's get back into the Bionicle discussion.
What were we talking about again?
So, speaking of LEGO employees, I remember, I believe it was last episode, we were making fun of someone who made an outrageous claim. Somebody that just, it didn't seem like it was possible.
I can't believe this, man.
I made fun of it on the message boards. It was so ridiculous. Purple, how have you been recently?
Whoa. Let's give some context first. Let's give some context.
Okay.
There was a minor report a while ago. A member on BZ Power posted about their experience at the Big W, which is basically like the Australian version of Walmart, where he went to a toy aisle and he saw that there was a LEGO representative there who was kind of reshelving things and moving things around, and he asked him about the state of Bionicle. And I believe the guy said that Bionicle was meant to be discontinued by the end of this year, which was kind of contributing to a lot of the pessimism we had before, right? When we initially talked about this on the TTV podcast, our reactions were basically, that's the fakest thing I've ever heard. Oh my gosh. It's like one of those things you hear when people are like, oh yeah, my dad works at LEGO and I've seen the new Toa and they're gonna be ghosts now. It's like one of those crazy things
My
you hear.
dad is like an alien.
Where people just lie out of their butts. But here, I don't know. There could be some... Purple, what happened to you?
So I went to Toys R Us to get the new sets and such, and there was a woman there with like a name tag that had Lego on it. And I was trying to find... What?
Continue.
This already sounds credible.
Yeah.
A name tag, and it said Lego on it. Therefore, she must have been the CEO.
Wow. No. Okay,
I just imagine like one of those name tags. It's written. It's like, "Hi, my name is Lego."
Wow. No, it had like the Lego logo. But anyway, I went to the Bionicle section, and for some reason, I couldn't find Storm Beast because there are 2 Bionicle sections at my Toys R Us for whatever reason.
Me too. It's really weird.
Lucky.
Yeah. So I asked her if she could help me, and like she did, but then she started reshelving and like rearranging all the sets. Like we were just having a conversation about like Legos, specifically dragons and all that, but the entire time she was rearranging stuff on like all the shelves, and it was like, is this actually happening? Is this like actually a thing?
It's just like what that other guy was saying. Is LEGO representative they're reshelving things? It's crazy.
I had asked her if she knew anything about how Bionicle is doing, and she said she didn't like have numbers or anything. She just knows that some sets sell out immediately, others are like always on clearance, but nothing to...
I saw a bunch of clearance on some sets the other day, and I was like, that's sad.
That's a very unique response. I've never once heard that from anyone related to LEGO ever, and I've been in the community for over a decade. That's a very unique response, because... That's telling. We see Galley Master on clearance 24/7. We see a lot of the new sets, like Umarak. He's on clearance a lot.
I've never seen Tahu on clearance.
Yeah, Tahu is selling like hotcakes. No pun intended.
What even are
It's really interesting.
I think I've seen Tahu.
They're basically
on
like
clearance before.
pancakes.
Yeah.
I think I've seen Tahu on clearance for like maybe $9.
Okay. Well, was that Master or Uniter?
Master.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Uniter, I haven't seen any.
Yeah, that makes more sense because I've yet to see a Uniter clearance yet. So I mean, I'm sure they're out there somewhere, but I haven't seen it yet. It's definitely less common than the Golly one. So
yeah, but I swear, definitely. You're telling me that the oldest trick in the book to get people excited and get you attention is true?
I don't know. I guess so.
Apparently, the guy's claim about a LEGO employee reshelving things is not as far off as we thought. When we initially heard that, we were like, wow, that's ridiculous and obviously fake. And then, lo and behold, the same event happens to one of us at TTV. That is probably the craziest occurrence I have ever heard of in my life. That is ridiculous. So,
see, that bothers me.
The thing is, though,
that's ridiculous.
This isn't necessarily good news. Because the thing is, the guy claimed that when he talked to a LEGO representative, the person said that it was going to be discontinued by the end of this year. So that is kind of the sobering fact about this event, is that if his claim is true, and he really did find a LEGO representative reshelving things, and he really did get information about Bionicle's end, then so far our only word from LEGO on Bionicle's run and its future is that it's ending this year.
Oh,
Which sucks. Now,
game
this
over,
is,
man. Game over.
This is really interesting because taking that in mind, there was also rumor that there's possibly going to be one final Bionicle set before it ends. And we're
Makuta.
talking like one final large set right before the end of the year. And it's basically going to be tied into the story and wrap it all
Which,
up.
if this rumor is true,
Makuta.
yeah, it's obviously probably going to be Makuta. And we're gonna get a
Makuta's
final
ultimate fall.
final Makuta set. So
Now, if it is Makuta, don't expect anything like a Mask of Time. You're going to get Makuta, you'll get the Mask of Ultimate Power, and you'll be happy.
yeah, which I believe we did get. There were more. Once again, still rumors, still speculation, everything. But I believe there were also people from different lugs that were kind of contesting to this as well, and saying that they also heard things about a final set coming out. Do you remember if that was a thing? I think this was on Eurobricks.
Well, yeah. The ambassador for the BSO1 lug, Doric, he said that he's heard rumors that there's going to be one more set released before the end of the year. Now, he didn't say whether or not he heard it would be for a cancellation. He just heard rumors that there may be one last set before the year ends, which is interesting because we haven't heard anything, we haven't seen anything, there haven't been any leaks, it wasn't at Toy Fair, any of them. We know nothing. So if it is true, it's being kept very heavily under wraps.
Right.
And probably the only people who know about it now are Lego and whoever the heck was invited over to Billund.
And we will find out about that very soon. So, here's what we know.
Yeah.
We were at New York Comic Con. We went to the Lego booth there and the Lego panel. What we do know is that Lego has their lines planned for 3 years, and that Bionicle was no exception. We were told specifically that Bionicle had 3 years planned for it during 2014. So we know there's 3 years of story and sets that they already had planned, which means if this is true, and we are getting one final set this year, and it's going to be discontinued, it was definitely a change of plans. So the line obviously performed poorly, or Lego suddenly realized that Star Wars is the better thing to invest their money into or something.
Yeah, I've been to several stores over the last 2 weeks in search of these sets. Obviously not Toys R Us, otherwise I would have gotten them much earlier. Which reminds me, thank you, moderator Political Slime, for sending me all of these sets. he bought them for me and sent them to me, and of course I paid for them, but thanks, buddy. But Walmart. It wouldn't be a stretch to say Walmart is one of the biggest retailers in the United States.
No, definitely. That's definitely true. I would say Walmart is
My
probably
local Walmart-
the biggest.
Yeah, my local Walmart, it's got a chock full Lego aisle. Just completely box to box full of Lego and some Mega Blocks. No Bionicle. No Bionicle whatsoever.
What?
Not at all. It's got Star Wars Construction by the bucket load. No Bionicle. And it's had Bionicle there before.
It's crazy. It's really hard to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
It's like retailers just are not buying.
Yeah, it's kind of like the retailers fight back sort of scenario here. It's like
The retailers strike back.
yeah, it's like Lego's trying to make this a thing, and then the retailers just not having it. It's really weird. Maybe that's why they felt the need to hire people to go around and reshelf things, because they realize that retailers are really hurting the line or something. I don't know. It's still speculation. It's so bizarre what's going on right now.
Yeah, this is weird.
A very weird occurrence. And then, like, you also get other reports, like we also have in the news here that we're probably not going to have a lot of time to talk about, but I'll mention it anyway. We've also got, like, things like a Bionicle magazine coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
see,
so
it's like,
that's...
why would they be cancelling it if they're making a magazine?
Yeah, it's weird. We've got this report that a Bionicle magazine is going to be coming out, which Eljay will get into in just a second. We got this happening, but why is that happening so late in the game when we're getting rumors that the line is going to be discontinued this year? It feels a little like it's like a waste of time, kind of contradictory. So I'm not really sure, but give us some more details on this Bionicle magazine here.
Yeah, there are a lot of mixed signals. So there is a Bionicle magazine, or at least we believe it to be Bionicle-centric, that was released in Germany. Now, the German Bionicle fan website, Der Chronist, released an article talking about it. They had actually gotten a copy. And this copy, it's kind of like Brickmaster in a way. And for those that don't know what Brickmaster is, it's a Lego subscription magazine, and you could get a bunch of specific sets with it, some special poly bags. Its run is over, but it was back in G1. So in this instance, we actually do have a poly bag released with this, and it's a small little CCBS Scorpion. And it's a bunch of green pieces and black pieces. It's really interesting because it just talks about the line. We see images from the graphic novel. It talks a little bit about Journey to One. Obviously, I haven't read it. There aren't all the scans there, and I don't know how to speak German. It's all in German. As far as I am personally aware, it's only come out in Germany, and it will only come out in Germany. Now, I believe that there are future copies planned as well, because we got an image later on showing yet another polybag with the date 11/08/2016. Now, either which way, if you're European or if you're American, it doesn't matter which, that's not within this month. It's either going to be in October or it's going to be in November that the next copy comes out with another polybag. So, future copies are planned. What do you guys think?
It's weird. It's really weird. It's the polybags are really cool. Like that Akimu Falcon that comes it's gonna be coming out in October, November. Really, really cool set, and I want it. Unfortunately, I don't think there's any way to get it for me
to his arm.
Outside of eBay.
Bricklink.
Oh yeah, well Bricklink too.
None of those pieces are exclusive.
Fair enough. But yeah, and like it does attach to Akimu's arm. If you have the set, you'll notice that he has a shield. It basically replaces that position on his arm, replaces the shield so he can hold the Falcon up. So it's really cool.
Really cool.
And the Scorpion's okay too. It's just like they went out of their way to make these polybags that likely won't be seen by anyone outside of Germany, and they're coming out so late in the line, especially when the line's going to be discontinued this year. Coming out really late in the year. Like I'm not really sure why they would make promotional polybags for a line that's not there to promote. You know, it's really weird.
It's weird.
So
a lot of mixed signals.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really hard to gauge like what's going on with BIONICLE right now. Really.
But you know what? What's a really easy way to save the line, or at least help out just a little bit?
Buy the sets.
You can buy the sets.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Buy the sets.
Everybody. These sets are pretty good.
I want to buy the sets so bad, but I'm just so poor and I'm trying to save.
Yeah, it's okay. It's
Bus
all right.
fares have gone up so bad. It's like gone up by and it's like £5 to get to my college now. Like, third ticket. And I'm like, I'm burning through my money and I'm like, no.
Burning Viper bucks.
Wow.
No, it's not a funny situation, man.
Burning
It's
Viper
the only
pounds.
funny situation we need.
Well, I would love to burn some pounds weight-wise, but not money.
Glad you caught that.
I got it. Fat money. Okay.
Yeah, well,
Fat loot.
that was kind of a sobering place to end the podcast. But unfortunately, there really isn't anything else we have going right now. Like, there's it's not much more information to go on. So right now, BIONICLE is either discontinued this year or it's not.
Nice. Wow.
The only
story.
consistent thing we really have is that there's apparently going to be one more set this year. That's all we've got on all cases so far.
Oh, all right, guys. Now, well, keep in mind, still a rumor, but just remember, you're either alive or you're dead, just like BIONICLE.
Unless you're Agent Coulson.
Some people will get that, and some people will not.
Well, in the instance that BIONICLE does die and suddenly there's nothing else to spend your money on, that means you have more cash to spend, so why not buy a TTV
Save.
t-shirt at store.ttvpodcast.com?
Woo!
That
I'm not
too.
really going to advertise it too much. We got some cool shirts there. We got 2 designs that are going to go for one more month. It'll be over at the end of June. The orders that have already been placed will be shipped out soon, so don't worry about that. If you've already placed an order, they haven't been shipped just yet. So you're wondering where that is. It didn't get lost in the mail or anything. It will be shipped soon. So buy a t-shirt and support TTV if you want, or not. It's okay.
Buy mine.
I'm still waiting for the Overwatch t-shirt.
Yeah.
TTV Overwatch.
It might happen eventually.
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
That would be funny.
That kind of reminds me, though. Var, you had a recent conversation with Kahi about the whereabouts of a shirt he purchased.
Oh, yeah, he talked about it in the podcast last week.
Did he?
He was asking me where his shirt was. By the way, for everybody wondering, Kahi told me he ordered a shirt last month. He didn't. He ordered it this month. That's why it wasn't shipped yet. It hasn't actually gone through the shipping cycle. He's an idiot.
Wow.
Wow. Didn't Kahi also like break into Toys R Us earlier?
Yeah, no, right.
TTV does not condone the actions of Kahi Nuva.
He didn't. Okay, wait.
This is
He
Kahi
did
as
not
an
break
individual
into Toys R Us.
and
The
not
Toys
as
R
a
Us was open
company.
for business.
Yeah, that is a good distinction to make. He just went to the employee-only area.
TTV does not condone the actions of
Kahi
Kahi
is so
Nuva.
stupid,
Yeah,
I
And we all
swear.
condemn.
oh, everybody
him for it.
condemns him. Send your hate mail to Kahi Nuva. That basically wraps up this episode of the TTV podcast, episode 198. Really glad that everybody could join us here, and hopefully you found some interesting things to listen to and think about. I'm Barteran.
I'm LJ.
I'm Venom.
I'm Viper.
I'm Takuma Nuva.
And I'm Prpl Dragon.
And we will see you all next time. Goodbye.
Oh, we actually ended on time.
Can't wait for the comments. I like VAR running TTV better.
I don't think I don't think we're gonna get those comments. People hate me.
This conversation actually went so smoothly, and we're finishing on time. And
Well, we were.
finish
We
on time.
were.
You have to shut up.
Goodbye, everybody.
this is great. I like
Then shut up.
Ben.
this. No. You know what? I'm sick of this.
Just cut him
Sick of
off.
Meso always doing this to us. This is like the best episode I've been on like however long. It's only because
I'm gonna fade it. We're fading right now. Bye. Everybody.